question is, this is the second B-PMR International Workshop in Korea. Any comments on that?
Sure. I think, first of all, we were very pleased to be welcomed back to Korea this year. But the big difference in this year and a year ago is that I think the business community in Korea is taking the issue much more seriously. The program has started. Real money is on the line. There's real opportunity to be sought and achieved, and so there is a strong interest in ideas about how other companies have handled a similar opportunity and similar set of challenges and how they've dealt with it. So I think it's been a very useful discussion today.
Thank you so much. And I'd like to ask you about the future of Korean ETS.
Well, I think Korea is starting on a very interesting journey here that starts at home but has the possibility of doing something more powerful in concert with other countries in Asia. There's been some discussion about the possibilities of linkages between a Korean market and other existing markets like in Europe, or possibly even linkages to China in the future. As we all work on the climate change problem over time, it's going to be important for markets to connect up. Obviously, they have to get started first and have to get their own sea legs, as we would say. But I think there really is an opportunity here for doing something even bigger than what's happening in Korea. So to me, that's the vision of the Korea ETS, is that it becomes part of a global solution.
Thank you so much. Is the most important thing for successful operation of Korean ETS?
Well, I think one thing is that companies have to take it seriously and actually engage in the market. As part of that, I think the development of the offset side of the market is very important because it offers the hope of cost containment. It also broadens the set of activities beyond the covered sectors and into some of the other emission sources around the country that might be cheap to control but also would have other local benefits. So I think that's part of what's exciting about it, is that when you start an emissions trading program, it unleashes the entrepreneurial spirit to look for creative ideas and innovative solutions and to bring new money into climate action because there's a market benefit to it. So I think we're right on the beginning of something that could be very important. Getting the offset standards set up well, getting verifications done, all of those sort of nuts and bolts things will also be important. But at the end of the day, it's really that compliance obligation that drives everything and the flexibility that's afforded to the companies participating.
What would be the measure to activate the offset business in Korea? How to revitalize the offset market?
So I think a lot of Korean companies got a taste of what emissions offsets are through the CDM, because they were able to produce CDM credits, which are a form of offsets, and gain some experience with it. Now we have to see what the Korean version of that is going to be going forward. And part of that is the ministries agreeing on what the offset protocols would be, agreeing on how they're measured and verified, and then companies going out and finding the opportunities and putting money at risk. I think there'll be a lot more interest in it once there are actual projects registered that have issued credits, so that we'll understand start to finish how the process works. But we're right at the beginning of that part of the market, so I think many of the uncertainties around it will fall away over the course of the year, this year and next year. It's important to know that the same learning experience has been underway in California and before that in Europe. So it's something that other markets have gone through. When I first started working in emissions markets in Europe, there was no CDM yet. So companies could only imagine that the CDM would eventually produce. So we're kind of in that phase here of just the beginnings, but it will come in time.